Game face.
I thought it was face game.
Game face.
Game face, that's what we got on for this. Alright folks, come lady if you'd like to come this way now. Fish eye lens, he's getting nice and wide, so he needs to get close to my big head. Tony again, Edgy's Vlog. How you doing folks and people of the world and the rest of it. My son, Ronan, here to do a review on a Hydroforce aqua journey. Now this is my other son's board, Harrison's. You've seen a few videos. As I said before we even start, all my reviews on basically equipment that we've been using for the last, I think this is about 18 months. This is one of the very first boards we bought.
Yeah.
Harrison, there's a lot of you folks out there with kids. Now Harrison is one of them kids that doesn't like to look after anything. So I see on a lot of sub forums that people are asking, should they rinse the board off after salt water, this and it. Yes, I believe that you should, but in this case, this board, you see me clean it earlier on, is the first time it's been cleaned in 18 months. That's the joys of having sons that don't so look after anything. He appreciates it, but to look after it, he spends his time more so on the PS4, which we always fall out because I'm trying to get him out and about, snowboarding or supboarding. So, without further ado, I'll carry on. So Ronan, anything you'd like to say about supboarding to the camera? Swiftly moving on. Right, if the camera lady could come here please. Right, first of all, it is the Junior Aqua Journey Hydroforce board, 9 foot by 30 inches. So obviously your 30 inches is across, and obviously 9 foot is long. 4.75 inches will be the depth of the board, which is quite good. In all fairness, for the last 18 months, this board, as I've said, has had no care whatsoever. It's not even been flushed or rinsed off after the use in sea. Now, I shall go around the seams. Obviously, I'm not prepared at all again. I can't remember how much we give for the board, as I do with everything I do review, always forget the price. I think it's about £250, yeah, thereabouts.
Yeah.
So it's a cheap board, so you know, cheapful. I believe there's a lot cheaper out there again now, but I think it's one of the cheapest we had. Can you come a bit closer here please, and to show the viewers something. Now I've seen other boards that, if you see the seal here, it's a smooth texture, whatever else, and this bit here is more coarse, obviously. Now with some cheaper boards, I've seen them totally smooth, and when folding them away they crease a lot easier, which tells me the material is thinner. Now what I like about the Aqua Journey is the materials in this board, I don't think they skimp with. I think they've used good materials in this board, so you know, compared to other boards, I do believe this would be thicker materials used and a lot more hard wearing. So that's a good point on this board. One of the bad points I found, if you can see, that has been lifting with glue, but that's after 18 months use. I'm sure a bit of glue of some sort, easy repair, back down. And something else I'd like to point out is some of the other cheaper boards I've looked at don't have the carry handle. I've seen an actual 12-foot board without a carry handle. I forget how much this person gave this board, but it didn't have a carry handle, which I think is essential really if you're going from A to B. As I turn the board over, if you come down here, it can tell you basically the maximum weight it'll take, which this one is 95 kg. Harrison is now 12 years of age. Obviously that is fine for him. Obviously a small, I'm guessing, lady adults or you know, teenagers, obviously 16, 17, I think this board's okay. Going to the fins, good sturdy fins. Obviously they've actually misshaped now in time. Whether that be to, it's probably more to me storing it wrong, I would say. But I've noticed when Harrison is using this on a canal, obviously canals, they're long, they're narrow, and you want a good board that's going to track straight. This board doesn't track very well due to the fact that it could do with a longer fin on the back. So just take that into consideration, but I do regard it as a pretty good board to sort of for a recreational sort of messing about with, cheap and cheerful and value for money. Yes, I would say it is, definitely. Just another thing to look at, folks, is that obviously after use, if you have a look here, this is where it's glued and on the seam, if you like. Some other boards have, it looks like little air bubbles coming through. This one hasn't got it, lucky enough so far. Basically it's where the seam is sort of coming away, the glue hasn't bonded or its glue's giving up. So, but this board, no sign of that. So as I said, after 18 months of use with a 12-year-old, it doesn't look after pretty much nothing. I would say it's had a hard time. It still looks pretty good. The leash comes with a nice long leash, which you all know comes in handy. Velcro, you have to excuse this is from the last journey, it hasn't been cleaned off. No problems at all with that. So the paddle. Now the paddle is aluminium. Now I've got a carbon. Now obviously some people will pay more for the paddles and this whole setup here. So you know, you get what you pay for, but for Harrison, for what he uses it for, I think it's ideal. And for beginners, people getting into it, why not? But as long as you get your weight right to the board size, perfect. Also in this, it did come with a gauge, as so you can actually gauge it, which is cool. It's a 3-piece paddle, so there is a little bit of flex obviously there, but again, if what my son puts this through, it's stood the test of time. It's, you know, it's for £250, 18 months, and it's still going. What else do you want, folks? Here we go, I'm running out of stuff here now. Right, the pump. Now I've seen reports of these pumps of people saying that the gauge isn't working. Well, people, you've got to understand flow and pressure. And when your board is up or so looks like it's inflated, you've got to wait obviously for the pressure to build. Now I've had no problems at all with this and the pressure. So whether it's people not understanding how they work properly, or maybe they do have a problem, I don't know. But my experience in 18 months, this Hydroforce pump here, no problem at all. And also it's a two-way thing, so as you come up, it's, but on the upstroke it is just as hard as the downstroke, so it's a two-way working pump. Obviously this board here only goes to 15 psi. This is regulated and maximum for this is 15 psi, so that's pretty good. it's never been overinflated because my son's too lazy. So I can guarantee you that. The downfall, maybe, but again, cheap and cheerful. What do you expect is the bag. It's just the everyday sort of normal sort of zip-up bag, which is fine for the job really, because the board's not too heavy. But I've seen a lot better bags with more expensive boards. But again, going back to it, value for money, I think you have it with this. Now, usually we come to the end of the I was going to say interview then, blah blah. When we come to the end of this now, I usually like to give a markings out of 10. This one here, because it doesn't track as good, because of the peeling of that, I think I'm going to give this board an 8 out of 10. Now, if it didn't peel and it tracked a little bit better, it would have full marks from me because of the price of the board and whatever else. It's just, again, value for money and perfect for your kids. So yeah, recommend. Do I recommend this board for me kids? Yes. For me, no, I want better. But I've been at this subboarding business now for about 2 years, and sort of obviously you learn and you know what you want. So I want a carbon paddle, feels nice and stiff, whatever else. Kids don't sort of respect that when they first have their first board and stuff. So I think it's absolutely fine, even for beginners, women, young men. I mean, even some men. For what you pay, for what you get, perfect. But I've seen cheaper boards out there, not made as good, materials is not, well, nowhere near as good as that. Paddles not as good. So I think this here is a very good in between board. Are we doing some hand gestures here, boo? Now, have we thought of anything to say to our viewers about this board? You've been on this board, what do you think of that?
No.
No? Well, Dad's just given it 8 out of 10, you can't say that. But we tell the truth, don't we? So, what do you really think of that board? Is it a good board or a bad board?
Good.
Good board. He's been incredibly shy today, folks, and I don't know why. But yes, so overall, 8 out of 10, beginner's board, perfect. And move on from there. You know, not everybody wants to spend £1,000, £1,500 on a board, even £500 or £600 on a board. So £250, I think, value for money. Go for it, folks. No problems at all after 18 months. One more thing before I go. I've seen a few things in the news just lately that there's a few people, unfortunate fatalities regarding suckboard. All over the world, not just in the UK. Basically not wearing the life jackets. Now, I take my children, as you know, and every time, even before my children step in the water, I make sure they got the right size life jackets on. They're in the wetsuits. Obviously the temperature of water is a big factor, and obviously our eyes are on our kids 110% of the time. But there's adults out there that should really know better, going out with no life jackets. They have no wetsuits, not even checking the temperature of the water. I mean, it's really, I mean, folks, I can't tell you how important it is, but to consider really getting them jackets on, or even like I just wear the full wetsuit, which is buoyant for me. The biggest killer, I think, is that you may be a strong swimmer. And it may be years since you've been in water, and you know that you remember you're a strong swimmer. Fine, you could be a good swimmer, but the problem is when you drop into cold water, it's actual shock of the cold of the water, and obviously you start to breathe more heavily, so else your body sort of stiffens up, goes in shock, you panic, and this is what's going to get you. So please, folks, just get out there, be safe, and please look after your children. Just for a wrap up on the other side of things, obviously we've still got the competition on the go. We've got one more week. It's the giveaway of the GoPro 4 Black. So yeah, good luck to everybody. From bottom of my heart, thanks to all the people subscribing. Yeah, I mean, I hope I get better at this and further more videos I do. Hopefully, any tips? That'd be good. That'd be good. Need tips, don't you, Boo?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, make these videos better. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So anyway, I'll leave the competition video. Now, I usually say down there, but I do believe it'll be there this time. So anyway, ciao for now, folks. Thank you. Bye bye.
Make sure you hit the